Hi, and welcome to Com 322 Communication and Popular Culture. The voice you're hearing is that of myself, Dr. McAuliffe, and I suspect I will be loading up several videos in which you'll also get to see my smiling face. So, I wanted just to take an opportunity to welcome you and let you know that I'm glad you're enrolled in the class, and also give you some reminders and updates and make sure that all 25 of us are on the same page. Many of you have already started exploring the site. Most of you have already chimed in on our discussion boards, and several of you have already taken that first quiz. So I think you're getting your sea legs about you, and I'm really pleased by the progress that everybody's been making. But my goal in this video is to cover kind of three different content areas. First, I want to welcome you and also kind of frame your thinking a little bit about popular culture. Many of you are enrolled in this class because you love media and you're obsessed and maybe even addicted to popular culture. I understand that. That's also why I like to teach the class. But I wanted to encourage you to think about the class a little bit more scholastically. So our approach to popular culture is going to be a little bit different than what happens when you sit around and talk about Breaking Bad with your roommate, or when you talk about, what you like and dislike about a commercial with your significant other. And we're going to be taking a more scholarly approach, which means I'm going to be giving you a lot of theoretical toolboxes and tools to really unpack and get into the nuances of popular culture. So our goal is often to talk about what is good and bad about a text rather than just say what we like or what we don't like about a particular show, movie, character, that type of stuff. And institutionally, this class, because it's a tier 2 class, is designed to move you from simple knowledge to judgment. So you will take your knowledge of theory and you'll take your knowledge of media and you'll move it into sound, scholarly judgment of texts and also judgment of kind of what our media is maybe missing. And so I think you'll see that the assignments really align with those two goals, getting you a more informed, scholastic approach to media and also moving your knowledge into judgment. So I also wanted to talk a little bit about the structure of the course that you've probably noticed. So first and most importantly, so I'll repeat it several times, typically each week of the course contains 2 different units. That's why I'm always very careful to put the dates down on those weekly modules. And if you've seen the syllabus, you know that each week we typically go through 2 units of content. So for each unit, you will need to do the reading, watch any YouTube or Vimeo clips that I've posted. You'll want to check out the Prezi with some of those questions that I've put for the first couple units, and you'll want to chat on our discussion board. And the last thing you want to do for each unit is take the quiz. On the quizzes, you can absolutely use your notes, but you cannot work with a peer. And in fact, if you do work with a peer, and I'm able to tell that both by the timestamp of your quiz and also the answers that you've provided, I will pursue academic dishonesty charges against you. So there's a checklist under every weekly module that should make it really, really clear. And also under the content of the module, I have tried to put things in order of the way you should read and watch the content. But again, you need to make sure that you are doing 2 units per week. So if you haven't done so already, make sure that you've taken a look at the syllabus and the calendar, and you can find those on the tabs on the left-hand side of the Blackboard page. And also you want to explore the weekly modules. And all the weekly modules are up to date and totally complete up through our first exam, which happens over Memorial Day weekend. Important due dates for you to remember is that you'll probably pretty much every week have 2 quizzes, and those will be prompted with an announcement, and you can find them in the weekly module. You should allow 12 minutes for those, and in almost all cases, they are open from 8 a.m. on one day until 5 p.m. the next day. Sometimes I'll let them open for a few more days, like for example, your quiz 2 that happens this first week of class, it's open until Saturday at 5 instead of Friday at 5, so you have 3 full days to work on that. You'll have 2 exams in this class. The first one is on 5/26 and the second one is your final exam, which is on June 16th. Both of those are taken on Blackboard, and you can absolutely use your notes. You can use any things that you have written in the margins of your reading, but you cannot work with a peer. And both for the quizzes and the exams, I'm really quick to point out to students that they should not be thought of as take-home exams. And that's where you have unlimited time to work on them, but instead they should be thought of as just open book and open note exams. So they are timed, and the time is designed to make sure that you know the material. So you should absolutely have read the material, outlined the material, made tons of notes, studied the discussion board answers, done all of the preparation work that you normally do for an exam. And then when you need to, you can spot check your answers with your reading, but it is not a time for you to do the reading for the first time. And one really important distinction is for the quizzes, you can backtrack, meaning you can go back and forth between questions. You can go back and revise a question on a quiz, but you can absolutely not do that on a test. On the test, I prohibit back channeling, which means you have to answer each question as they come. You'll also have a problem solver project, which is due on the 7th of June, and I'm about to load up that discussion of the assignment, and I'm even trying to kind of storyboard it and do it in a really visual and nice way for you, but the description is in the syllabus already, so you can take a look at that. And you'll have an infographic due on the last day of class, and that infographic is described in the syllabus, and I have the assignment description and rubric up under the assignment description tab on the left-hand side of Blackboard. You'll also see an example of an A-level infographic, so that should be really helpful for you. So get those dates marked down in your calendar to make sure you don't lose anything. And finally, I just want to do some important reminders for you as a student in this class. First, I find that students struggled the most in terms of time allocation in summer classes. So just a reminder, in a 5-week summer class, if you were taking it in a face-to-face version on campus, you would have to allot for 90 minutes of content, face-to-face content time every day. That means I would be seeing you 90 minutes a day, which means that I have to prepare 90 minutes of content per day. Now, you don't have to do it on that same day. I give you a 2 or 3 day window, or you could do all the reading on the weekend, for example, but you should be counting on 90 minutes of content for each day that you're enrolled in the class, because that's definitely the way I thought about it as I constructed the class. And that does not include preparation time outside those 90 minutes. And so if for some reason your schedule does not allow you to give 90 minutes or more for each day that you're enrolled in the class, I really want you to think about if you're able to be successful in this class. But let me say a little bit about my time commitment as well. I am absolutely committed to answering questions regarding any of the course content, and I am absolutely committed to turning around your materials as fast as I possibly can. And a lot of times that means as soon as the test or the quiz close, I grade it right then and you have it within the day. So I am partners with you on this journey because I know that our time is so consolidated. Secondarily, I wanted to talk about content. So many of us love TV and we love movies, and we think of that as something that we do in our leisure time. But many of us then are surprised by the scholastic nature of the readings for this class. And if you've taken a look at the full syllabus, you know that I have put little dollar signs by each of the reading to let you know how much time to allot. So some of our academic readings are incredibly difficult. And as we get a little bit closer to that and you have a little bit more experience with that, I am going to send out a reminder on how best to process that material. And so I hope you take that seriously and let me know if you have any questions. Well, that's about sums it up for this weekly recap. I hope that you feel pretty good to start the class, and if not, please let me know. My office hours are typically on Skype on Wednesdays from 9 to 11, though I'm happy to meet you face to face, and I'm happy to arrange any additional office hours if that would help. All right, guys, good luck to you and enjoy this beautiful weather.